So if you're going to complete the square, and remember you do have to use the formula, or sorry, not formula, the method or process that is recommended. So for this one, they say you have to use completing the square. So first things first, you got to move the constant to the other side. So if I add 4 to both sides, I get x squared plus 4x equals 4. Now we take b, cut it in half, and square it. So b is 4. If I cut it in half, I get 2. And if I square that, I get back to 4. So 4 is the number I'd be adding to both sides of my equation. On the left, I'm factoring. And you might want to remember the shortcut. It could be very helpful on the test. What number, who remembers the shortcut here, what number is going to go in the parentheses with x based on what we've done before? Buddy?
4?
Not the 4. It's before we ended up getting the 4. Dominic? The 2. This number right here, before you squared it, is the number that will always end up here, and it's positive, so I put plus 2. Now, if you have all whole numbers anyway, you can just do the x method, factor it the whole way through. On the right, I just do 4 plus 4, that's 8. And now I'm finally ready to solve. So I set all this stuff up just so I could do the solving at the end here by taking the square root, because square root cancels squared. So x plus 2 equals 8 does not have a whole number square root. So we just write positive and negative, square root of 8. I want x by itself, so I do have to subtract 2 on both sides. Please remember, though, a whole number, a rational number like negative 2, cannot be combined with an irrational number, something inside the square root. So I'm just going to leave them separate and make this negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 8. I would expect most people will stop there. You could, and I know some people have been attempting this from time to time, you can reduce this. There's a square number that goes into 8. So you could say this is negative 2 plus or minus, and then 8 turns into 4 times 2. And doesn't 4 have a square root? What would it be? 2. So it becomes negative 2 plus or minus a whole 2, root 2. You do not need to take it all the way down to this part. We have not yet learned enough about square roots to make this a requirement. So stopping here would be acceptable for what we're doing right now.